Watch the Mysteries of Existence channel for divine enlightenment. To know more about yourself, the physical and subtle aspects of the universe, and the source of all that is.
This is a message brought to you by the Harbinger of the Last Covenant, His Grace, Iyke Nathan Uzorma, author, Archbishop, University Chancellor, scholar in extraterrestrial research, professor of Christian education at St. Thomas-A-Backet University, England, recipient of Nelson Mandela Excellent Leadership Award in Africa, former living Grand Master in the Order of Terrestrial and Astral Hierarchy, amongst others.
Dear listeners, this is the interlude session 16 in this Mysteries of Existence channel, titled, Life After Death Experiences, Part 3. It is a great exposition of the Harbinger of the Last Covenant, His Grace, Iyke Nathan Uzorma, for every human on earth, which is read here as follows. Lovely and great souls in the world of man, in this interlude session, I am back to our material on the life after death experiences. However, I am still in the prelude aspects, dealing with the mystery of the ubiquitous conditions of heaven and hell. Through the universal law of soul transmigration, souls come and go. In our human terms, the coming is referred to as birth, while the going is referred to as death. This has a divine purpose. The portion of the soul manifested on earth, which is yourself, for instance, has a mission for physical manifestation. The energy of the potential qualities, propensities and properties of soul, which must be discharged and actualized on earth, must be discharged and actualized on earth. This is the primary mission of every portion of the soul, including yourself on the physical realm of earth. Your thoughts, words and actions on earth, including the creativity and spontaneity therein involved on earth, can't be enacted otherwise by soul. To this end, soul, the portion of soul that you are, must come to the earth world, and soul, the portion of soul that you are, must depart from the earth world. The soul that you are, exists profusely in multitudinous systems of realities. And you are a manifested portion of soul, within the camouflage of earthly existence. The soul, in its overall essence, is a concentrated unit of spirit, whilst the spirit, which you are in the ultimate essence, is a direct potential portion within the gestalt of the Almighty God of creation, but released into multidimensional actualization. Amongst other things, the coming and going of the soul enables it to acquire the conditions for greater actualization. This actualization is infinite in the Almighty God of creation, which can't ever be accomplished by one manifested soul portion or yourself. Therefore, multitudinous portions and existences are constantly involved in multidimensional systems of realities. Your current existence, your birth, is the latest addition to what you are as a soul. Simply put, through your existence on earth, the portion of the soul you are, in the overall gestalt of the soul, expresses certain potentials of soul in the three-dimensional systems of matter, energy, space and time, which can't be expressed otherwise. Though, you had existed before coming to the earth world via your birth, but your birth in itself, within the configuration of the gross material body camouflage, is the aforementioned latest addition. The portion of consciousness currently within the body structure, which you know to be yourself, will never die. After the death of your physical body, it will continue to be. After death, however, the identity of your current consciousness will continue to live in another layer of reality. The departed one will then find himself existing in another body, a higher subtle body, which he may have severally used in his dream encounters. His journey back home will then begin at different stages. Nevertheless, propelled by the energy of his core identity, the spirit in the garb of soul, all that he had acquired in his thoughts, words and actions, must accompany the identity of his current consciousness into the realms beyond. A different kind of existence will then commence, which is outside the rudiments of the immediately discarded physically oriented aspects. Now, at the first stage in the hereafter, in avoidance of total disorientation, consciousness will sojourn within parts of the rudiments of the physical body just discarded. This will be achieved before further progression in the realms beyond. However, let it be emphasized that this applies only to the children of men, who are not presently versed in certain divine knowledge, along the line of spiritual realities. In the process of coming and going, the manifested portion of soul acquires certain conditions and characteristics, in unfolding potential creativity via actualization. Within the domains of actualization, specific divine conditions are equally absorbed, enabling one to possibly become more than he was. The projections inherent therein is for the manifested soul portion to be properly fitted in reunion with the overall gestalt and essence of soul that he is. This also adds to the multiplicity of soul, in its endless unfolding, into its ultimate core identity or the spirit, which is its direct portion in the Almighty God of creation. In other words, man unfolds into the soul portion domiciled in a particular domain of existence, which is himself in the representation of his originating realm, from whence he is physically manifested or born on earth. Also, this soul portion in a certain realm, within the endless progression and state of becoming, further unfolds into the overall gestalt of soul, even as the soul gestalt further unfolds into the multidimensional essence of the core identity, which is the spirit. This recognition is the endless journey of life. Again, this recognition is very fundamental to the mysteries of existence. It is endless, because even the core identity, the spirit itself, will further unfold endlessly within the eternal multidimensional configuration of the identity of the Almighty God of creation. However, in all these, what you are now, the knowledge of yourself as yourself, will always be retained. Someone once asked me to explain how one's physical existence adds to what the soul is. It was in our questions and answers series, after my Advanced Divine lecture, which was also featured on this platform. If you may recall, my answer to this question went thus. The lecture itself and the foregoing questions and answers have given enough clues as to how this is enacted. The portion of the soul that you are, your personality that you know as yourself, has both volition and consciousness. By these, you are a creative being in many ways. Your simple imagination is important here. Your slightest thoughts give birth to multitudinous realities, embedded into the electromagnetic fields of the soul that you are. When something happens, for instance, and in the process you act in a spontaneous manner, the energy and thought behind that spontaneous action has a way of adding to what the soul is. The soul learns from that, from itself as you, in a manner that is beyond the comprehension of your present physically oriented self. Now, your entire life adds to the soul that you are. In the first place, that is why you are physically manifested on earth as a portion of the soul. Thus, the soul itself is eternally in a state of becoming. That was my response then. Now, in this process of becoming, the soul comes and goes. In this terms then, the soul is premised upon diverse multidimensional journeys, for greater actualization of itself, via multitudinous infinite experiences. Here, each moment of your experience counts. And having come to the earth world, the next major stage is the return back home, following the experience known as death. The earthman should understand that all things, all men, are on the journey towards God. This journey towards God is not about returning to see God after death, but about the higher realization of consciousness of the Almighty God of creation. On one hand, in this journey some earthmen are on the path that is very rough, very difficult to tread on, but very short. This is the path to which divine love leads. While some are on the path of the easy life, a very long path in the journey of life. Yet all men are on the journey towards God. In the divine Iliad, the Earthman is told that God said thus, "All men will come to me in due time, but theirs is the agony of awaiting." The agony of awaiting is said to be predicted upon the fire of hell, which lies on the long path of the journey of divine ascent. But when it is said that man will reach God, this is mostly associated with the framework of heavenly existence. I will begin from here, namely, heaven and hell, in my next interlude material. That will be all for now. A word is enough for the wise. Peace and blessings.